So, FBI Director Kash Patel revealing that the Biden administration subpoenaed his and Susie Wiles' phone records during the federal investigation into the 2020 election. Patel says this was done when they were both private citizens back in 2022 and 2023. Meanwhile, Axios is reporting that Susie Wiles' lawyer at the time denies allowing her to be recorded by the FBI without her consent. Let's bring in Fox News legal editor Kerri Urbahn to discuss this. Kerri, I'm left with the big question. Did they get a warrant for this? And if they do have a warrant, I would love to see it. Or did the attorneys willingly participate in this?
Well, he's saying he didn't, according to Axios' Mark Caputo. Now, we don't know who the lawyer is, but it sounds like both Susie Wiles and the lawyer are pretty firm about this, that they didn't know, and that's the reporting. And I guess Caputo's not releasing his name because he feels that the lawyer feels he's been unfairly accused, and apparently Wiles agrees with that, according to the reporting. But Lawrence, in answer to your question, yes, there would need to be a warrant, so there would be a wiretap order that a judge would have had to sign off on. There would be evidence that order would exist somewhere. Presumably, it would have been part of that file that Kash Patel said that he saw and is releasing. So, you know, I'd like to see that. This is a very, very strange situation, and certainly, if true, it's pretty outrageous.
The thing that interests me the most about this, let's take Kash Patel out of it for a second, but with Susie Wiles. She was not a part of the campaign for any of the states that were in dispute. She was running the Florida operation. So I'm just trying to figure out what would they need to investigate 2020 about that would consider her. She wasn't the campaign manager for the entire campaign.
Right, and to get a warrant to listen to that phone call, there would have had to be probable cause.
Right.
and so, you know, based on the reporting, it seems that these subpoenas were part of Jack Smith's investigation into the document situation at Mar-a-Lago and the related obstruction case. You know, I guess Smith thought that he needed this call or these records, but, you know, I think it's ridiculous, to be clear, Lawrence. Right. This is just, this is the latest that we're hearing. I mean, this guy subpoenaed the toll records, these phone records of hundreds of Republican figures and organizations in Washington, D.C. as part of this investigation, including, you know, members of the Senate Judiciary Committee. And Lawrence, this morning I was reviewing the subpoenas. I thought, okay, I got to go back and look to see who everyone he was targeting again. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, he subpoenaed the bank records of people that I used to sit in meetings with years ago. These are serious players in Washington, D.C., you know, prominent figures in the Republican movement and the party. You know, there was the RNC, there's Turning Point, Conservative Partnership Institute, so many groups. And look, this is why I don't like the institution of special counsels, and I will beat this drum for the rest of my life because they typically operate with unchecked power. It's very partisan driven, and this is what we end up with.
But Kerri, and you know, I understand why many people talk about the partisan nature of Jack Smith. But this was always the issue with Jack Smith to begin with. Even with his Edwards case, judges have gone after him for years because he's an out-of-control prosecutor. He pushes the line of the limit of the law, and for Garland to appoint him knowing all of this background about him, I think speaks to him as well, right?
Oh, definitely. It's a judgment issue, Lawrence, I think, at the end of the day. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And this is a principle that you encounter again and again when you work at the Justice Department. You have tremendous power, and with that power, you have to be very responsible with it, and you have to constantly ask, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is this going to undermine the public's trust and confidence in the justice system? If the shoe was on the other foot, would I want this being done to me? Is this fair? And when I look at the amount of people whose phone records and bank records this man subpoenaed, I'm floored and I'm troubled by it. And Susie Wiles is just the latest. And she said she was shocked. I'm shocked too. And I'm frankly angry about it.
Yeah, I am too. I want to see the documents. If there were warrants that were signed,
I do too.
I want to see what federal judge signed off of it and what the scope was for that. Kerri, we're out of time, but we're going to be following this for the weeks to come. Thank you so much, my friend.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.